An agribusiness project being undertaken at primary and secondary schools has gained added impetus with the help of a local commercial bank. And thanks to CIBC First Caribbean, it is now ready for expansion within the Caribbean, starting with a primary school in St. Kitts. This was disclosed during the recent launch of a new phase of the Regional Entrepreneurship and Agriculture Program, or REACH, at the Roland Edwards Primary School. Director of Corporate Communications for CIBC, Deborah King, talked to the students about the significance of the program.
There is a great need for people who are innovative, who work for themselves, and who help to feed the countries that they live in. Yeah, you know, they say an army marches on its stomach. Well, a country is like an army, and we march on our stomach, and the food that we eat is important. We import a lot of what we eat now, and so we need to grow more of our own food. So this project aims to give you a start in agriculture, getting the feel of growing your own food.
Meanwhile, Marcia Clark, the founder of the Youth Equipped to Achieve, the organizers of REAP, told students they have benefited from funding from the Global Environment Facility in funding the program. Now, she says the bank is on board as well, and their school will be the starting point in expanding the initiative to the region.
Well, so far we've only been in Barbados. Now with the help of CIBC First Caribbean, we get to expand, we improve at your school, and then we get to expand to some other countries, at least one other country in the Caribbean. And the principal of the school, George Francis, lauded all of the stakeholders for the initiative.
I see from this project integration with all areas in our curriculum here at school. There's language arts, there's mathematics, there's the agricultural science or gardening, there's science itself. There's also home economics, girls in class 4 and class 3 and class 2. But seeing this becoming the foundation for which we can look forward to see the future leaders of agriculture and science here in our nation.
Well, female business leaders and those aspiring to leadership roles in various industries are being encouraged to embrace more strategic platforms to grow in their companies or areas of career choice. The call is coming from Melinda Bell, the creator of the Image Up Summit, which is aimed at empowering women in leadership roles and effectively preparing women to take up such roles. Ms. Bell, an entrepreneur and a financial coach, recently talked about the issue with the Business Report.
It's for women who are desirous of discovering what their unique sense of style is. Now we're looking to host a summit which would be an annual event. So the theme of this summit is Lead Her, and it's for women who feel they're called to leadership or who may be on the brink of being in leadership or who are scared to be in leadership. So it's set to occur on October the 27th from 3 to 5, doors open, and it's definitely going to be at the Radisson Hotel.
Let's take a look now at how stocks traded on selected exchanges across the region.
In Jamaica, there was no trading today because it's National Heroes Day. In Trinidad and Tobago, Ansa McCall Limited was the volume leader, with 140,003 shares changing hands for a value of $7,978,771, and they were followed by National Enterprises Limited and Guardian Holdings Limited. And here in Barbados, there was no trading on the regular market.
Minding your business with the kind compliments of the Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union Limited, who remind you to save smart and borrow smarter.
Let's meet Kevin Marshall, the owner of Spotlight Nubians. So I have to admit, that when I first heard that name, it sounded like some kind of nightclub, but it's actually the name of a special breed of goat which Kevin routinely imports and breeds for both milk and meat. He talked about how he got started about 12 years ago.
All my life I've been in goats. I come up with my father always had goats, and he's the body that really inspired me to keep goats. But after I find that I had the goats, and then I had a lot of milk per hand, so then I decided to turn the hobby into a business. I specialize on Nubian goats. For the simple reason is Nubian is a dual-purpose goat. You can either use them for milk or for meat.
And Kevin says business has been going well for the most part. In addition to steady sales of goat milk and meat, he has also been a prolific annual winner of awards at AgriFest for his prized high-quality goats. But Kevin says even with a relative success, his ongoing challenge has been trying to keep up with the demand all year round.
Here in Barbados, there's a big demand for goat milk, and now because of the Caribbean people into Barbados, and the Jamaicans and the Trinidadians and stuff like that, there's a bigger demand now for meat as well. The demand for the milk is so high that sometimes even when you go into the supermarket, before you get to put your milk on the shelf, people just be taking out the milk out of the crate to purchase.
So naturally, I was given an opportunity to help milk some goats. Now I thought we were going to be using the milking machine, but on this trip, Kevin felt the more natural approach would give me a better appreciation for what it really takes. After getting cleaned up and suited up, I had to use a special sanitizer to wash the udders and teats thoroughly to ensure that any bacteria present would be killed. Right now, this is already feeling really weird, by the way. Hot and weird. All I will say is that the milking thing isn't as easy as it looks when you see it on TV. There's a special skill and rhythm to it. But finally, I started to get the hang of it. In fact, I thought I was ready for 2 at a time. But let's just say that wasn't quite working out. But I don't mind the laughing because, you know what? In the end, we were able to get a whole large cup of milk. Nice and creamy. Kevin says it's far better than cow's milk, and he's keen to be able to bring in even more of the goats for breeding and export.
To keep up, for me, I would like to import some goats so that I could keep milk on the shelf year round.
But there are some challenges.
A lot of diseases the goats have to be tested for, and here lately we've been earmarked with 2 countries you can get goats from. One was England, and another one is Canada. But still problems again. The English, the cost to get the goats here from England is too high, and then Canada, no, you cannot get a direct flight from Canada to Barbados. The goats have to go through Miami to come in. As long as they go through the States, you can't get them.
Meanwhile, Kevin also explained that if ever you buy either cow's milk or goat's milk that tastes, quote, cowy or goaty, unquote, then that should be a red flag that something wasn't right in the sanitizing process. And to ensure that he maintains the highest quality of both milk and livestock, Kevin receives routine visits from the Ministry of Health's Veterinary Services for testing. And looking towards the future, Kevin says he and other local goat farmers are keen to explore at least one other important area.
And recently, all the goat farmers in Barbados want some insemination. So that's another project that you could go into as well, inseminating goats. Good thing for me, I was blessed and I was fortunate to I was sent on 2 training programs by FAO and CARDI to Jamaica and Dominican Republic on artificial insemination programs.
And with his drive and determination, there's no doubt that this enterprising young man will continue to make his mark in the agriculture sector. But that's it for this week's edition of Minding Your Business. Also, if you'd like your business to be featured as part of this program, please email info@bwuccu.com or call the BWU Cooperative Credit Union at 436-5620. But until next time, I'm Ryan Broom. Do have a good evening.
Minding your business with the kind compliments of the Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union Limited, who remind you to save smart and borrow smarter.